Hello, hello. We're going to do 184 and 185. Let's do it. On question 184, it reminds me of something I've said multiple times. If we are looking at a residual plot and we see a pattern, which is usually smiles or frowns, we say a linear relationship is not appropriate. Okay. So with that said, let's read the question. It says, a researcher made a scatter plot, and from that scatter plot, the data was clearly non-linear in shape. The researcher then tried a variety of transformations on the data in an attempt to linearize the result. So that could be anything. That could be, if they had a value of X versus Y and they graphed it and it wasn't linear, they could try like e to the power of X versus Y. They could try vice versa. They could try log X versus Y. They could try graphing log of X versus log of Y. I mean, there's all sorts of choices you could choose there. They're saying they did some type of a transformation. The residual plot is shown below. Which transformation's the best? So what you're looking for is which one doesn't show a pattern. We got a pattern, so no good. We got a pattern, so no good. I don't see smiles or frowns, so I'm going to keep going. I see a pattern, so no good. Okay, so we've narrowed it down from 3 to 5, and let's try to figure out if there is a bit of a pattern. Every single number is exactly the same height above, and every single number below is exactly the same amount below. So you've probably not chosen exactly something because that's actually very patterny. So I guess you're going to have to pick 3. Some are away from the line, some are above the line. There's a mix here, so I'm going to pick C. That's my answer. Next question. A spring is used to propel a toy and the sample is 10. The mean in a sample, the mean was 32.7 and the standard deviation inside the sample was 4.3. So notice right now we do not know the standard deviation of the population. So we're forced to do a T interval. They'd like me to do a confidence interval 98%. All right, so I'm doing it. I'm going to do a T interval. If you don't like that, if you want me to start over, I can show you. I go menu, stat. I'm definitely doing a confidence interval. And I can't do a Z because I don't know the standard deviation of the population. So, and I don't have the stats. They gave me I don't have the raw data. They gave me the actual statistics. So I'm picking that, and here we go. X bar from my problem was 32.7. The standard deviation of my sample, 4.3. The number in my sample was 10. And normally you want that number to be 30. Unless you look at it and there's no evidence of non-normality. So this sentence was here to help us that don't be scared of the 10. Since this is a sample mean question, it's okay to proceed as long as we don't see some evidence, even though the number of samples was rather low. Now I do have to be careful. They asked me to do a 98% confidence level. So I'm going to change this to 0.98 and I'm good to go. Notice my C lower is 28.86 and my C upper is 36.54. So you got to figure out which one of these that would be. You can subtract the 2 and divide it in half, or you could just get it right off of here. X bar is 32.7, and that's what these values are. X bar plus or minus the margin of error. So that's right from our formula sheet. X bar is here, the margin of error is there, so the X bar is 32.7 plus or minus the margin of error 3.84. Oop. There's my answer, E. So I can do the math too, just to double check. If you add 3.84 to 32.7, you'll get this. If you subtract it, you'll get that. Definitely E is my choice. Calculator did most of the work on that question. Thanks for joining us.